Hello Flosstube friends, welcome. I'm Wendy, known as Stitchy Wendy on Instagram. Today is Sunday, October 23rd. This is my Flosstube number 3. I thought I would go through some WIPs for you. I counted 26, so I may have one or two that I added, so somewhere around 25. Welcome to my channel. If you're returning, thank you. If you are new, I hope that you like what you see and you find some inspiration. And if you like my channel, please click the like and subscribe buttons. So I started most of these in May during Mania, and some have seen some love since then, some have just not. I picked up some new starts, and with those new starts, they're finishes because they were pretty small. So I've been a little bit distracted. Just I've never had this many WIPs before, so this year is just a little bit different for me. But let me show you what I'm currently working on. I just started this about a week ago. This is Hello and Goodbye, Sir Percival Puppy by Summer House Stitchworks. When I saw these, they cracked me up. We have a friend that's our groomer, and I didn't think of a needle book for her, but I thought more of a entry and exit sign. So I'm going to make these a two-sided sign, and it will be a cat also, which I don't have the chart here. She grooms dogs and cats. And I finished the rear end, and I didn't bring any paper over here. I'm going to have to pause and go get one, I think, for my bigger project. I decided to stitch these on perforated paper, and I have some wood backers that I'm going to put them on. So anyway, it's 14 count sky blue perforated paper from Mill Hill, and this is done with the charted colors, and the only substitution I made was for ecru. I substituted Sulky 12 weight ecru. I will finish the front of Sir Percival Puppy up today before I start my Sunday stitching. But I think I will make those into Christmas presents for her. I think she'll find them just as funny, and she will put them on display. She used to be a stitcher. All right, the next one is Lindy Stitches Star Bright. I just love all the bright colors in here, and just like these would be similar to quilt patterns. I'm really drawn to Carolyn Manning's quilted cross stitches. Anyways, leave it there for you to read. And I am trying to read it backwards, and I cannot, so it should be front ways for you. And this wasn't a big start. I think I only worked on it that one day in May, and I don't think this has been picked back up since then. But it's being stitched with the charted colors, the charted fabric color and thread. And I do have project bags. I'm not going to show all of them because some of them I don't know where they came from. Most of them I purchased off of Etsy. I think this one's cute, but I don't have any tag on it. It was a Valentine's, and on the inside there's the little red truck. Said I'm not going to show all my bags and Here, I'm trying to find the information for it. Sorry, I don't know who that was from. Someone on Etsy. All right, this one is my on the go, my car stitch, and I've shown this before. It's getting closer. It's a little rabbit, and it is here. Maybe by the end of this week it will be a finish. Been able to sit in the car and stitch. We're in Southwest Mississippi and the temperatures have finally dropped and made it bearable to be sitting in the car waiting for my children to deal with their various activities. Okay, this next one is a Russian design. It was a kit. I remember ordering it off of my bobbin.com, and they showed it on some different fabric, which they carry. I don't know if it's still on their website. This is Ada, which I don't stitch on very often. My son is watching a movie in another room. Sorry if he's being really loud. They showed it on that fabric, which was surprisingly not too loud. I really liked it. And then they had these frames. I haven't taken this out to really look at it. It's in here. They had shown where they had laced some ribbon in here too. So whenever I finally get this done, I can play with that. And this is what I'm actually going to be working on today. Chatelaine. And this one, I really like working on the border. You get into rhythm on the border and it just goes very quickly. That's how far I've gotten on it. The red is Schoolhouse Red. And I didn't write down what, this looks like it's 32 count. .32 and 28 counts are usually my standard. I've been stitching more on 36 count here and there, just depending what the project is. All right. Next one is Stony Creeks, Feathers and Wings. First. And I'm stitching this with the called for threads, and I will have to look to see what fabric this is. Let's see if I can hold this there while I dig in my bag. I seem to remember it being the called for, yeah, 28 count, picture this plus legacy. me get this one out of the way here. I've been collecting all of the Cottage garden samplings, A Year in the Woods charts. I started 3 or 4 during Mania. I'm stitching them all on one piece. I completed the raccoon. I'm currently working on the ferret. And by currently working on, I mean that I spent one day working on it before I picked up another project to start. I really like these. They do stitch up fairly quickly. So here's the ferret. And I kept this on my scroll rod. It's the largest thing I'm working on right now, so I figured I might as well use my large scroll rods. And you can see the fox is sitting right above the raccoon here. These are the swans, but I wanted to focus on ferret, and then I think I was going to drop down and work on the lower designs before I scrolled back up. I am stitching this on Fabric Flare Stone 40 count. And I am struggling on this. I've stitched on some darker fine linens, but just the neutral color of this is really hard to see the holes. And I said the charts do stitch up very quickly. The exception is that there is a number of these scattered, I guess you would call them confetti just because they're out there all on their own, and each chart has their own. But these little 5-stitch hearts, there's 4 stitches in one color, and then the center is a different one, like a yellow. And the last, I think I have them all. I subscribe to Crazy Annie's auto shipment on those. Oh, this one's marked. This bag's marked with, it's the 805 stitcher, little hedgehog, the vinyl front, and it's just a blue. This next one's another Cottage Garden samplings chart. It's gathering acorns. And this is all that I've managed to do on him. I'm using the called for threads. And I think this is a dove stitch fabric. Yeah, it is because it's only printed on one side. Here we go. Dove stitch cafe a lot, and I believe they also are the same as Fabric Flare. I could be wrong. Seems like there's a number of their companies that are intertwined. Dove stitch, sew it all. I'm back. I don't know what happened. I just looked up and saw that I wasn't being recorded anymore, which was fine because I was doing a lot of mumbling to myself of trying to figure out which fabric this was. All right, the next one is The Name of God by My Big Toe Designs. I'm stitching it on 40 count natural linen. It's very thin, very see-through. And I haven't gotten very far on this one. Just the O and D from the very middle. And I'm using the charted colors, Gentle Art Sampler Threads, Grape Arbor, and Blue Spruce. And these are in a bag from The Nightly Stitcher. Occasionally she has them on her Etsy store. I don't know if she wants all of that to show, but that's her card. They're nice, they're larger size. She also includes a label packet there. Alright, this is Willow Hill Samplings Fine Feathered Friends. It's little, so cute. I'm using all the charted threads. I'm sorry, this is Fine Feathered Friends Part 2. Must be using the charted fabric also. This is 36 count Heritage. I'll picture this plus. And on camera, I don't know what it's coming across to you, but it's almost a sage green color. It's pretty, but it's not. It looks more brown on my end. I can't get lighting right in here. We have a covered front porch, and I don't have a place to film over on the other end of the living room. I ended up having to close the curtains over here at the dining area just to get where it wasn't completely washed out from the light that was coming in here. But at least it's a nice sunny day. We've enjoyed our cooler weather in Mississippi and low humidity too. This is Chatelaine, and I don't have the cover photo for it. This is the Iris Bell Pull, is that what it's called? No, it's called the Iris Flower Panel. The only place that I've seen pictures of this completed is on the Facebook support group for Chatelaines. Colors are so pretty, just like all Chatelaine designs. I haven't checked to see if this is up or down. And this fabric looks like it's more blue, but in person it's got lots of purple modeling in it. See if I can find the fabric color. Of course I can't. All right, if anyone is interested, let me know, and I'll find the information for you. Oh, here we go. It is under the Sea Fabrics 28 count Jobelin. If you have any other questions or comments besides something about a piece, feel free to leave a comment for me. I would really like to hear from you. And if you're afraid to start a chatelaine, put those fears aside. They have a great support group with people that have stitched chatelaines in the past. Martina Weber really was intricate in her design, but the designs are PDF. Well, you can buy them paper. I actually recommend purchasing the PDF. That way you can take enlarged screenshots and print them, or if you use Pattern Keeper, you can enlarge it from there. I stitch off paper. I don't use a tablet. But besides the support group, I mean, it's the directions are pretty clear, and they just take a little more time. I mean, they're really, like Kitschy Whips said, they're the Rolls Royce of cross stitch. And if you haven't seen Kitschy Whips, please do. She's hilarious, but she started Chatelaine Wednesday, and her name is Maggie. So I guess I'm giving you a shout out, Maggie. I enjoy watching her. She cracks me up. This next one is Wandering Sheep by Lindy Stitches. I'm using all the called for fabric and threads. And I have a number of pieces that I reserved as Sunday stitches, and I just feel like I'm always so busy on Sunday. I might be able to put in an hour of stitching at night, and I just don't get a whole lot done. It's not so much of a relaxing day. And this fabric is such a pretty light aqua. This is also the first time that I'm using ThreadWorks threads. They just are so smooth. They just glide through the fabric so easily. I love working with silks too. And ThreadWorks, I want to say, are cotton. Their tag doesn't say, it just says over dyed floss, but I really like stitching with them, and I commented to Stephanie Webb from Lindy Stitches how much I like working with them. I'm still recording. Alright, this is another, oh no, this isn't it. I thought it was another Russian kit, and then I thought it was a Riolis, and I don't know. I think it could be a Riolis, but yes, it is. It's a Riolis, but of course it's all in Russian. This is Clematis. It comes with a belt pull hardware from what I remember, yes. Came as a kit, and so of course this has Ada with it, which I use. I didn't change it. Of course, one day back in May, I started. Is this the up? This is up. There's so many blends and different shades. The finished pieces are so beautiful just because of all the blending. They just take quite a while, and since this is a large, long belt pull, it's just going to take a while. And if I never work on it, it's going to take even longer to complete. Alright, since from Alaska, I try to still stitch some Alaskan type pieces. This is Gitta's Aurora Borealis. And I'm stitching it on Picture This Plus. I think this is Phantom. I'm really usually good about keeping all the fabric information and all. I think I did write it down in my, oh, well, this is why. It's right here. So this is Picture This Plus Crystal Phantom 28 Cashel. At the very center. And the rest of the threads are called for. I had that fabric in my stash for the longest time, and I thought it was really pretty. I just didn't know what I was going to stitch on it, and then that chart came along, and there it went. This is a design that I ordered off of Creative Poppy years ago. I'm pretty sure I had the cover photo. Oh, here we go. I do not know how to pronounce her name. But they're little island girls. Been to Hawaii a number of times, and I just thought this reminded me of the trips there. And the stitching on this has gone by pretty quickly. I think I worked on it 2 days, maybe 3 days total. And again, it's on really pretty fabric that you just can't see on camera. It's by Hand Dyed Heaven, which is no longer in business, and it's 32 count candy floss. It has some pinks, lavender, greens, and blues. And this is in a bag from Lake Wind Studio. I think they have their own website, if I remember correctly. Flamingos. This is Crosses of the Kingdom from Rosewood Manor. I first saw this completed in a group on Facebook years ago, and the stitcher had changed the colors to purples, and I wouldn't have given this design really a second thought until I saw hers, because these are black and gold. The purples just are so pretty, and she used blending filament in hers also that is lavender color. So here we are. And I'm sure you can't see the blending filament. maybe use that one. So the conversion is, instead of black, it's Crescent Colors Rainy Day. And the other color used, I think it was a gold. It's DMC 3835 blended with the 023 Krennic. And this fabric is some blues with purples. I want to say it's a silk weaver. Let me check. And it's a silk weaver solo, 32 count Belfast. I've had silk weaver fabrics in my stash. I still have a number of them that I haven't started anything on. I ordered from them long ago when they were owned by the original family, and after it was sold to Needlework Delight, fortunately the customer service is just terrible, and you see that across Facebook boards. I just refuse to order from them anymore, but I'm glad that I have the pieces that I did get. You shouldn't have to keep questioning where your order is 3+ months after you had ordered it. And this was pre-2020. Okay, enough of that. Next one is another kit by Reolis. I can get it out of here. It's another bell pull strawberries, and I'm using their included fabric, which is 14 count flax and Ada. And again, so many blends, which are kind of a pain to keep changing your needle and your thread, but the end effect is so pretty. And this included the hardware again, might be the same exact from the Clematis one. And I have this in a strawberry bag from Dot Dot Goose. I seem to have a number of strawberry charts, so I figure this wasn't just going to be for this one project. I have a number of them that can go in here once they are started and become an actual WIP. Alright, this next one is from the lovely Jeanette Douglas. I love her designs, and I gushed about her on my first Flosstube. This is Heart of Gratitude. It came with the threads, and I want to say there's some sequins or beads that came in the embellishment pack. Yeah, there's some buttons, beads, and a charm. And I'm stitching it on the recommended fabric. Excuse me, I didn't bring any water over here. Here. Oaken, 36 count Oaken by Picture This Plus. And there is my very A very small start. Getting there, almost done. All right, Valentine Nomies by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I'm stitching this for my daughter on Fabric Flare. I want to say this is Cafe a Lot. Is that how you pronounce it? This looks like 32 count. Stitching it with the called for threads, and these buttons I ended up, I don't even know if I'd have to look at the chart. I'm sure they're probably just another button company's buttons, and that's what I ordered. Number of the small heart buttons. This is Carolyn Manning's Marmalade. My mother-in-law's favorite color is orange. When I saw this, I immediately thought of her, and I'm definitely not getting it done by Christmas, but maybe her birthday, which is in the spring. I remember this fabric is called Aloha. I'll have to see if I wrote down who it's from. But the fabric is orange. It's not as vibrant on screen as it is in person, that's for sure. It's orange, pink, yellow. I'm pretty sure this is a silk weaver, and I think it's a 32 count. I wrote it down in my book, which is not right here. Okay, another chatelaine. This is Octopus Treasure Cave. And I'm using all the silks. So the first day that I worked on it, I got the octopus done. Other than the beading, got all the stitching done on him. And this fabric is Neverland Sea 28 linen from Fabrics by Stephanie. I hope that I can actually edit and splice my two videos together. I haven't had to do that yet. Okay, this is Christmas Mousse by Deana. The kit came with a dark brown Ada, and I just did not like that. So I ordered fabric flares, snow on gray. It's 32 count even weave. And this is how far I've gotten on him. I'm using all the rest of the kitted floss. I just didn't like that fabric. Okay, here's another Christmas one. I thought about doing this one also for my daughter, another gnome. I had to order this from a website company that I want to say is in Canada. It's Christmas Meeting by Vervaco. It came with fabric that I again changed out. And this one is not marked. But it's another fabric flare. You can tell it's printed on the one side. I have the round gnome half stitched. All right, last one. Last one is Carolyn Manning's Crazy Quilting Throughout the Year. Double check and make sure that's the name. She has several smaller Crazy Quilting. Crazy Quilting and Cross Stitch all year long. You can purchase these individually. They come with some embellishments, or I purchased them all together right off of her website. And these are so fun to stitch. I love the block stitching, and it's pretty much all variegated floss from what I remember. This is my bag full of floss for the whole year. And so far I've completed January and February. And I've shown these on Instagram. I would work just on this, but I have those other things to finish for Christmas. So I put it down. I'm going to try to give that ferret some love for a day. But already added. Now the beads did come with January. See if I can get this where it's not going to fold over on itself. Okay, the beads were included in January's embellishment pack. For February, I ended up adding beads. It just came with buttons from what I remember. But there are bugle beads that I had in my stash that I sewed in up here. And I want to say, there's some more bugle beads here if you can see them. And then I added those also. I can't remember if I showed this in my last Flosstube or not. I don't think I did. These are super fun to stitch. And I'm stitching this on, I am stitching this on Aida just because it's such a huge piece. I didn't want to spend a fortune on fabric. 14 count beautiful beige Aida. I also wanted to say something about the fabric for this piece. When I knew I was going to be starting the Year in the Woods, I had ordered several different, I wanted a kind of a sage green if I was going to stitch them all together, and places that I order from, the greens when I receive my fabric, they are just not the right shade. They're too dark forest green, which the threads would disappear on. So I just finally went with the neutral beige, and I mean, it's okay, but seeing some of the designs like the swans and now the deer on the darker blue, and kind of just I'm just hesitant if I want to continue going forward, which I'm sure I probably will, but anyhow, it's always hard to know what you're going to get in real life is what you see on the screen. So anyway, I have a wide range of interests, and so I am very eclectic in my stitching style. Samplers really aren't my thing. I know a lot of people enjoy words and lettering, and I don't enjoy stitching lettering. I think about like all the samplers with the houses, and most of them are salt box style, which we just don't have down here. And even in Alaska, Pacific Northwest, you don't really see a whole lot of salt box style housing. So that's just not, when I see the houses on the samplers, I'm looking for the covered porches for like a southern home. But anyway, I haven't really been drawn to the typical sampler. But I hope that you have like some of those that I've shown. Like I said, most of them I really haven't seen other people stitching. Christmas moose I've seen stitched in the past, and I ordered them a long time ago, and I'm just now kind of picking them up. But I will end here. I will try to edit those videos so they're stuck together, and I hope that you have good rest of your weekend, a good week ahead, and you find yourself some time to sit and stitch something that is fun and enjoyable. Bye.